So here's what's interesting about motivation, because motivation is one of these 8 principles that we know that productive people and companies are particularly good at. One of the things that we've learned from neurological studies is that the most productive people learn how to self-motivate by finding opportunities to make themselves feel like they're in control of what's going on. One of my favorite examples of this is the Marine Corps. About 15 years ago, the Marine Corps was seeing a bunch of recruits who were uniquely motivated. They were really bad at self-motivation.
And you write about a young man named Eric Quintanilla who entered this 13-week boot camp in 2010.
That's exactly right. And the boot camp he enrolled in is actually very different from the boot camp that had existed years previous, the one that we see in movies all the time. The boot camp was redesigned by this guy named General Charles Krulak to encourage recruits to learn how to essentially kind of become rebels.
So this is not a Paris Island kind of boot camp.
Well, it's at Paris Island, but it's completely different from what we're used to seeing. We think of boot camp as a place that teaches discipline, right? It teaches you to follow orders. But what neurologists told the Marine Corps was that they need to teach recruits to find the initiative by seeking out opportunities for control. So one of the things that happens when you go to boot camp is that you'll go into the mess hall and everyone will eat lunch, and then your drill instructor tells you, now go clean the mess hall. And they don't tell you how to do that. They don't tell you where things go. They don't tell you where to put the ketchup, how much soap to put in the washing machine, because they want people to be forced to figure this out, to take the initiative. They basically are making a bet that if once people become addicted to this feeling of being in control, that it will help them learn to self-motivate. And in fact, the end of boot camp is this thing known as the Crucible. It's this 52-hour obstacle course. The only way that you can get through the Crucible sometimes is by disobeying the direct commands you get, by essentially finding these like workarounds, this way to kind of be subversive and get things done.
You mean cheating?
Not cheating.
Shortcuts?
No, it's not cheating. It's not really shortcuts. It's, for instance, if you're told to listen for a direct order, and you can't hear a direct order because you have a gas mask on. Some people might, for instance, go and start swinging their arms or singing a song so that they can kind of figure out how to coordinate with other folks, even if they can't hear the direct order. And the idea here is it doesn't matter how you do it. It's that once you take the initiative, once you become addicted to this sense of feeling in control, it's so much easier to self-motivate for everything you want to get done.